Hey, what's poppin', guys? Sorry for that last video. I really needed to get some stuff out of me because I was really upset about the internet because I really wanted to upload a lot of stuff. I really wanted to upload some Black Ops 4 and Fortnite, but I couldn't. I was gonna stream, that got canceled and everything else. So you know what? I made that Minecraft video and I'm making this video because this video is long overdue. I wanted to make this back in 2016 when this map first came out. But laziness, procrastination, and no internet, I finally do it. So, I hope you enjoy this video. It's going to be a more positive video. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. That's honestly the best part of this video, but we'll get into the rest later. Zetsubou no Shima. Alright, so hopefully this is a more positive video than last video, because I was just a little mad over something so small. But basically, I played a game to round 50, did the Easter egg, round 50, why you'll see at the end of this video why. It's not really that big of a detail, but I just wanted to include it in. But yeah, so basically what I'm going to be going through is all the arguments I usually hear about Zetsubou no Shima and showing why I disagree with them and why I believe that Zetsubou no Shima is the best map in Black Ops 3. This is my opinion, so don't get triggered by this if you disagree with my answers. This is just my opinion. In my opinion, I believe Zetsubou no Shima is the best Black Ops 3 map. I'm not saying it's the best of all time, which it's really close. If only Origins wasn't a map, it would probably be the best of all time. But this is my opinion. I believe that Zetsubou no Shima is the best map in Black Ops 3. So here we go. I'm gonna go in the chronological order in terms of like how you play this game. So like setup, then Easter egg, then like or setup, perks, Easter eggs, stuff you do around the map, so on and so forth. All right, let's get started. I really don't see a problem with setup. I mean, it only takes like 40 minutes. That people says it's so tedious and it's so hard to do and yada yada yada. And I even heard the complaint that you have to do the whole Easter egg to do the setup. Like, what? Okay. So basically the setup is, getting enough points to open up everything, get perks, the specialist weapon, which is the Scald on Sapway, and the Masamune, along with like Pack-a-Punch and whatever else you want. So, let me just first explain, you don't have to use the flowers, alright? Or the plants or whatever. People say, oh, the plants are so bad, just don't use them if you don't want to. Yet, there's some that gives you a free perk, there's one that you can use to literally have a free revive. So, let's just get into the setup. So, starting off with the Skull non-Sapway, you can get this pretty early. So basically, all you have to do is get some points at the beginning to go over to this room right here. Now there's four skulls, and you can do 2 right off the bat. There's one in the spawn room, and there's one in one of the 2 mystery box rooms, and it's over here. Alright, boom, you got both of them. Now you go to power, open up power, and right next to power, there's another one. Okay, well, that already takes so much time. Well, I did it on round 4. And if you say, oh, you obviously used some stuff to help you out. Remember, I'm on offline. I can't use any of my gobblegums. Yes, I got lucky with my ray gun, but you most likely are playing online, and you have gobblegums to use, like Perkaholic and Wall Power, and I didn't have that, so you back off. So now the last one is down here on the far side of the power room, or far side of Pack-a-Punch. I don't really know how to put it. And I guess it's harder because it's in such a small room, but like I said, it only takes like 30 seconds for each thing to go. So it really isn't that big of a deal. And so once you get all 4, you place them all back onto the little, circle altar. And boom, this little secret way opens up with the Skull non-Stop way in. This part is probably the easiest part of the whole Skull non-Stop way. You have to kill all these keepers, which is like 4 shots with the MR6 as I see here, or as I show you here. And then boom, you have it along with the training spot of the map. And yeah, see, you're like, oh, this is such a small training spot, this is obviously really hard. Okay guys, I haven't played Black Ops 3 in about a year, and I was able to get to round 50 on my first attempt on the map. So boom, you got the Skull non-Stop way. Alright, perks. And I also don't see the problem of getting perks in this map. They're literally free access. And I'm talking about the solo version. I know on like co-op, Juggernog doesn't always spawn in the same spot. And like, oh, you have to wait for the plane to drop them down. It literally takes 2 rounds for on round 2 for quick revive or whatever, machine spawns right there if you're playing on co-op to drop down. And it takes 2 more rounds till round 5 to get the other one on the other side, which by then you shouldn't even have enough points to get perks because you're too busy opening doors. So beat it. Also, like, to get a lot of points, or at least how I got a lot of points, I just bought the Bowie knife before I did stuff. Alright, time for the part that everyone's been waiting to jack off on. It's the Masamune, or the KT4. It's been the wonder weapon on the map. Basically, I don't see the point of this. This is simple 3rd grade stuff right here. All you have to do is turn on the power and go over here. Wait for a zombie to spawn with some glowing thing in its stomach, kill it, and then boom, you got the first part. Second thing you have to do, wait for a spider round. Go over here after power's on. You drop this little cage down. You attract it in, which is just standing over by it, and the spider will just go in. Stupid spider. It goes up. It attracts or whatever it does the spider stuff, the spider serum, and boom, you got second part. Easy as that, and you still get a max ammo if it's the last spider. Third part, you open this door down here right next to the last Golden Sapway altar. You open this door, swim down, and you grab this plant. Well, oh, I hate swimming in this map. Well, you have gobblegums. Trust me. If you don't have a gobblegum, then, well, you got the spore right here, and all the airways before then. So, I'm pretty sure you're fine. Now, another thing I run in with the KT4 is that, oh, the upgrade process is impossible. So basically, what you have to do for the KT4 is, since you've unlocked the KT4, you get to go to the spider cave. And now what this does is it gets you Widow Wine. Widow's Wine is free. But, as you kill a spider fight isn't really too hard. It really takes like 2 seconds, honestly. Once again, I had a ray gun, but by this point, if you're playing solely, you probably have an upgraded weapon. You beat the spider, and you get the tooth from it. Next part is where people have a lot of problem with. So you have to go under the back to the water where you found that first plant. You have to go get rainbow water, which really isn't too hard. You just have to have good timing. Then go all the way down here for 3 consecutive rounds and plant a seed, use rainbow water, and shoot it with your KT4. I don't see the problem with this, and I guess some people do, and I guess I know where they're coming from. It's like, oh, I don't want to have to do that. You really don't have to do this because it really doesn't make a difference. It's really just for the Easter egg, and yeah, you don't have to do this. It's not a requirement. Yet people make it a statement as it's a necessity. It's just another part of the Easter egg that you can do. They have the option to. Because if you're not going for the Easter egg, if you don't want to have to go all the way for the Easter egg, don't do this part. So basically, after 3 rounds, you do this enough times. Second to last part. And then the last part, all you have to do is get all the tiers done or get all the challenges. And by this point, you would have just naturally gotten them. If not, well, they're usually pretty easy. The only one I really don't like is the one where you have to kill like 3 zombies that are mutating into a Thrasher. I understand why that one's really hard. But if you really don't like it, just restart the game and get some more challenges. But the last part is get the challenge thing done, get your shield all shocked or whatever, like electrocuted. Come over to this site, bash it, and then go inside it, go down, look over at this body, pick up the liquid divinium or whatever that is. Boom, you have the upgraded Masamune. I don't really see why it's such a big deal for the Masamune to take that long. So all the around the map stuff, what I mean by that is like the plants, the spores, and thrashers. And let me just do it in that order. So plants. I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. You don't have to do the plants. You really don't have to use the plants. It's a feature for you if you want to do it. Treyarch thought, okay, it might be a little innovative to do, a plant thing. It fits the map. It's on an island where there's a bunch of plantation. And I thought it's a nice addition. I use it for the perk one. You might be asking, doesn't the perk one only have a 50% chance? Well, most maps don't give you an option for an extra perk. So even if you don't do it right, you can do 3 consecutive seeds at the same time, and you'll have more than likely chance to get like 1, 2, or maybe all 3 of them. Now, The spores. Now, people are fucking livid with the spores. I don't see the problem here. There is literally a buildable for you to avoid the spores. It's called the gas mask, and it's not that hard to build. It's literally here, here, and here, the parts, and then you build it wherever you want. Same with the shield. Now, the shield isn't a problem, no one talks about that, but the spores, just get the gas mask. It's not that hard. Literally, two of the parts are like a door or two away from spawn. And the last one is in a part where you're going for the skull from Zetsubou, so it literally works out for you. And then the thrashers. Okay, I'm tired of hearing all the conversations about the thrashers. I like the thrashers. I hate the thrashers, okay? Is that happy enough for you? I'm on all sides here. Thrashers are a pretty even boss. They don't give you money for killing them, which I think is kind of stupid, but I think they're a good enough boss and a balanced enough boss for you to do stuff. And let me just say that the Thrashers are way better than the Marg was in Shadows of Evil. Let me tell you that. So the Thrashers do get stronger, but they aren't invincible to the Wonder Weapon. So you can use the Wonder Weapon or the Skull and Zetsubou to kill them. And I don't see the problem there either. So the Marg was in Shadows of Evil. I'm using Shadows of Evil as a really good comparison here. People are getting mad at me. But Shadows of Evil, the Marg, you understand? You couldn't kill it with the Apothicon Servant. The Thrashers, on the other hand, you can kill it with the Masamune, the KT4, the ray gun, whatever weapon you use. Skull and Zetsubou. The Thrashers only spawn on certain rounds unless you get the zombies into the spores. And to avoid that, just like get all the spores at the end of the round. If you don't want to do that, well then just don't be by spores. You go into the Skull and Zetsubou room. And so yeah, there are Thrasher rounds where they're consistently spawn like throughout the round. I don't see a problem with that. You know, there's rounds, you know, there's spider rounds as well that make up for it. They're just really fast rounds that are really easy. I just feel like this map is a good balance of easy and hard. The Thrashers make it balanced because this map is already pretty easy, which I don't see why people think it's that hard. But the Thrashers make it a little bit harder just for the, you know, the hardness factor. Because as I was explaining earlier, the setup isn't really that hard. The Easter egg I'll be getting into soon isn't that hard. And yeah, that's actually my next topic, the Easter egg. Get out of here with the Zetsubou no Shima Easter egg. Is so tedious. You are dead wrong. The Zetsubou no Shima Easter egg is probably one of the most straightforward Easter eggs, and probably the most fun Easter egg to do. So basically, to do the Easter egg, you do everything that I explained earlier. Get the Skull and Zetsubou, get the Masamune, do all that. Get the spider, and get the power on. That's all you need to do. Really, the thing to start the Easter egg is getting the Skull and Zetsubou. You know that memorize, like you know how you use it, you just press trigger. Use the other trigger to go and open all the stuff for the Easter egg. Now I'm going to show you here. You can do all of this in one go. I missed one thing, but it's just so far away that you don't have to worry about it. For everything else used for the Skull and Zetsubou, you can do it all in one go. I know it didn't used to be that way, but it's way past, you know, Treyarch working on this game anymore, and I'm sure by now they fixed that. Where, as you see here, if you like mesmerize something and it like opens up, it doesn't waste half your ability. It just stays normal. So that's how you start the Easter egg. So what's the next step? This is literally the only step of the Easter egg. Okay? I mean, there's 3 parts to this one step, but this is literally the only step to this Easter egg before you get to the boss fight. So what you do here is you go get these 3 cogs to open the elevator. How do you get these cogs, you might ask? First, equip anywhere but here. Now, this is the thing where people get so outraged, like, oh, this is such a bad Easter egg, you have to equip a gobble gum for it. It's anywhere but here. It's one of the most useful regular gobble gums that you have in the game. Literally, if you're stuck in the middle of a horde of zombies, You literally, on red screen, you could use it, be in the middle of the zombies. They aren't able to hit you because the game knows that, oh, you're using a gobblegum. We're going to let the zombies lay off you. So it used to be anywhere but here, and it teleports you away from the zombies. Wow, such a bad gobblegum. But you have to equip anywhere but here to do this one part, and it's not even that hard of a step. You literally go over here, you know, pop it anywhere but here, and boom, you got a cog right here. And also a little sneak peek to Garad Krovi with the dragon eggs, which kind of like. And that's literally it with the enemy right here. And you also have another activation, so if you're really in need of help before you get to the boss fight, you can use it quickly and be safe. Now the next one is another tedious one with air quotes, which involves the plants, which I think is a good step because why would plants be in here if it wasn't part of the Easter egg? So basically, you have to use this blue water to plant this plant, and every single time you plant it and you put the water in, you have to shoot it with either your KT4 or your Masamune. So now, what's the problem with this? I don't know. I swear my birds are really annoying. People think it's such a big problem to plant, you know, this blue water and do the Masamune. Well, as soon as you get the Skull and Unsopway steps, like mesmerizing the wall and the cog thing, you can do it that round and start planting the water and doing the KT4, because at that point, I'm pretty sure you have the KT4. If not, well, as soon as you get the KT4, you can start it. The thing I'm trying to get at here is that it's not as hard as people make it seem. It's not as tedious that people make it seem, because as soon as you get it, what you have to do is you open it, you get this artillery shell, go over to this spot over here, press X around like the front, like the back of it, and you'll hear a click. And then this plane that like teleports to this like portal over there will come every like, you know, 2 or 3 minutes, and you have to line it up perfectly and shoot it by pressing X and shoot the plane. You have to line it up perfectly though, which really isn't that hard. It's like you have like 5 seconds of room just to like line it up perfectly. And then the cog will fall in some place around the power places. Not like in the power, but like right outside where you go into the bunker and like around the facilities. And you'll see it because it's like steaming on the ground. I guess some people are gonna say, "Oh, it's really hard to see. I can't find it." But eventually you'll see. Eventually you'll see it. It's not that hard to find. It's in the same three or four locations as it always is. Or you can just search up a tutorial. Now for the last one, it also involves the lightning shield, which this one is probably the second easiest because all you have to do is get the shield, punch the zip line, and press the knife button to get off right on this little plank right here. Now, you have a lot of time to do this. Like, I definitely don't think you'll be doing this too early. Like, I know some people get off early. They just have bad reaction times, honestly. They're just not really good at reacting. But it took me 2 tries because I didn't want to be too early, and I ended up being too late on my first try. But on the second try, I was pretty good. I just landed right on top of it. And boom, you got your third cog. Not that hard. So now you're ready to go into the boss fight. You need the Masamune to shoot down these webs or these branches, whatever, and get into the boss fight. Now this boss fight is pretty self-explanatory. You have to wait for this monster to like grumble and have these spores open. Then you shoot it with the Masamune and rinse and repeat 4 times. It's really easy. And yeah, this arm like smashes down, but all you gotta do is sit, chill in this back area. Like, look at me, I'm literally just running in circles. I'm not even shooting anything. I don't think I shot a single thing that whole entire boss fight except for my Masamune. But all you have to do is run around back here in the circle, not get caught by the thrashers. And if you do, well, if you have a gobblegum in plain sight or idolize, something like that, then it's pretty easy. But yeah, as soon as that, I finished it, and this was the only BS part. As soon as I finished, I put my controller down, not realizing that the cutscene starts immediately, and then I died through all the thrashers. But guess what? I get revived in the middle of the cutscene, and the perkaholic comes after I down. So I got all my perks back. Whoa, is Zetsubou no Shima's actually nice to you? You're damn right it is. late game. I feel like this is the only part of Zetsubou that people enjoy is after they get everything set up. But all you have to do is come down to the Skull and Sappe room and train around with the KT with the Masamune. You have the Skull and Sappe, so you're good there. And what I like to do is I like to get an M8A7, pack a punch into dead wire, and I'm all set to go. Now, one more thing I like, well, two more things actually. One more thing I like to touch on is spider bait. Another thing you don't have to do, but if you're really going for a high round, you should do it, which I did in this video just to show you what it was. If you don't know what it was, once you get the Skull and Sappe and get all the tiers done, challenges, whatever, to get the lightning shield, what you do is you pull out your Skull and Sappe on a spider round, shine it, or like, you know, don't like kill them, but like use the other part of the Skull and Sappe to look at them, and if you're doing that, one of the spiders will glow red. So now don't kill every other spider except that one. Now what you're gonna do with that one spider is you're gonna go around to the facilities and let it drink the water. Let it drink like the green water, the blue water, and the purple water. Now, people have trouble with this for some reason. All you have to do is after it's done drinking the water, let it like hit you a few times, and then it'll put its front two claws up like this, and it'll start chasing you without like stopping every single time. And what I recommend doing if you're doing spider bait, destroy all the spores the round before you think it's a spider round, so when it is a spider round, the spider won't kill itself on the spores. So yeah, once you let it drink, bring it back to facility A, put it back in the cage. What you're gonna want to do is, you know, raise it and then punch it and then lower it again. And now one round of zombies are gonna go by, and then after this round, another spider round is gonna be out. Then now if you know you've done it right, all the spiders will be red. You know, like there'd be red mist around them. Just kill them all like a normal spider round. Come back up here, raise the cage. It's gonna, you know, suck the serum out of the spider or whatever this human being is. And then boom, you got spider bait. It wasn't really too hard. Alright, it's a little bit tedious. It takes a long time to spider, which I don't think it's a problem, because as long as you're good with spider rounds, which I am at least, it's pretty easy to do. What is this, you may ask? Because I don't really play Zetsubou because I hate it, and I'm watching this video to see why I shouldn't hate it. So basically, spider bait, every single round you have the ability to get one if you used it the last round. But if you didn't use it the last round, you keep it until you use it. And once you use it, you have to wait to another round to unlock it again. You see what I'm trying to say here? It's like, you use it one round, you wait until the next round to get it back. If you don't use it one round, you keep it until you use it, and then wait until the next round, and so on and so forth. So, what's the use for this? Why is this so useful to me? So basically, you have gobblegums and you have spider bait. If you're in a situation late game, this is really only meant for late game, where you don't have a gobblegum or you don't want to use your gobblegum and you're about to die, what you do is you pop spider bait and you transform to a spider. Now, you can press X to exit it, or the zombies can attack you. You don't stay in it forever, eventually it'll kick you out, but it's just another like safe for you to, you know, not die. Yeah, it literally keeps you from dying. Like pretty much like a gobblegum, but like it's easier to use, and you know, you'll spawn back in the same place, unlike anywhere but here if you really hate that gobblegum. I'm not sure how I haven't convinced you by this point. If I haven't yet, I'm just gonna end it off with this. If you get to round 50 and you come over here by Facility B, I know it's really hard to see. I couldn't go into theater mode because I was offline. But if you look off in the distance, you'll see this monster going alongside the edge of the map. I think that's pretty cool. Don't you think? Well, that just about wraps it up for the video. This was unscripted, so hopefully I did a good job organizing this. You know, I actually really tried on this video because I really felt passionate about making the statement that Zetsubou was a good map, and people are just shitting all over it for no reason. I don't know, just people are really salty back in Black Ops 3 for no reason. I really didn't see the problem with this map. People are just impatient. It's because the community was the highest it ever been in Black Ops 2, and people expected so much, and they gave it, but people didn't want to accept it. The only thing they accepted was Shadows of Evil and Garad Krovi. Actually, that's a lie. The only thing they accepted was Horizon Rock and Garad Krovi. They hated everything else. I don't know why. They didn't hate, they just hated Zetsubou and didn't really care for anything else. Have a nice day, guys. See ya.